Hi, thanks so much for tuning in for our chair yoga practice today. Just pull up a seat and get comfortable. Bring both your sit bones down on the chair. Take a look down and welcome in your feet, bringing the heels about underneath your knees. We'll sit up tall. Soften the shoulders down. And if it's comfortable for you, soften and close your eyes. You can also just look down and soften your gaze. It's giving us this first moment or two that we're here to just simply arrive, settle in, to settle down. As your eyes close, what do you notice? What are you sensing? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? Just tuning in and noticing so that you can become aware of your starting point today. Please allow your awareness to rest on your breath. And today we'll primarily focus on the length of your breathing. So as you're breathing, just start to pay attention to the length of your inhalation, not controlling it, just noticing it. And then notice the length of exhale. And we'll even them out a bit. So wherever you are in your breath cycle, let's all exhale completely. And we'll inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In and out. In and out. And please continue on your own at about this pace, about this rhythm. Allowing inhale and exhale to be the same pace, same rate. This is called samavritti, or same length, same pace. Just continue breathing this way. As yogis, we are all just continually striving to move through life more mindfully. Right? Despite our efforts, though, we sometimes run into obstacles, right? Maybe we vow to cut back on sugar, only to cave at the offering of a plate of fresh baked cookies. Or maybe we get down on ourselves playing the comparison game on social media. Or maybe we even play that comparison game on our yoga mat or in our yoga practice. Maybe you get frustrated in a balancing posture. How do you talk to yourself when that happens? Are you kind? Or do you beat yourself up? Can you dust yourself off and try again, even when you feel like giving up? And whether conscious or unconscious, these roadblocks, right? The self-criticism, frustration, maybe lack of willpower, negative self-esteem, negative self-talk. I think these roadblocks are, excuse me, oftentimes tied to our samskaras. And in yoga philosophy, samskaras are mental or emotional grooves or habits. And we often find ourselves falling back into them over and over again. Samskaras, these grooves, you could visualize them like the grooves in a vinyl record, right? Just going round and round and round. And while samskaras help make up our conditioning and influence how we respond in certain situations, through yoga, through mindfulness, through strengthening that mind-body connection, we can begin to rewrite those grooves. We can rewrite those samskaras, rewrite the narrative, flip the script. Through mindfulness techniques, we teach ourselves how to respond rather than react. We learn to cultivate compassion, and not only outward compassion, but self-compassion, right? Remember that self-judgment, maybe that little person that sits on your shoulder, right? Maybe telling us we aren't good enough or fast enough or strong enough, or we don't have enough balance, or whatever the words are. Today, we'll set an intention to cultivate compassion for ourselves, to work on living more mindfully, to living in the moment. And we can do this through our breath, through awareness. So as we move through the rest of our practice today, keep coming back to this mindful breath in and out for about 4 or 5 counts. Use this breath as well as the intention of self-compassion, self-kindness to keep you here, to keep you present. And to hopefully help you begin to rewrite the script, rewrite those samskaras. Let's blink the eyes open. Take your hands, slide them out on tops of the knees, and we'll inhale for cow pose. So we lift the chest, the shoulders are down, might even look up. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone and round the spine. Good, inhale. Tailbone tilts back, chest lifts, front of the body is open. As you exhale, we round. You might look down or look back to the belly. Take a few more on your own. Inhale, open, exhale, round. Perhaps even closing your eyes while you're here allows you to be more mindful and in the moment when you close the eyes. And let's take 2 breaths more here. Just arching the spine on inhale, rounding the spine on exhale. And inhale up, neutral spine. So sit up tall now. Shoulders draw down. Let's inhale, stretch the left arm up overhead. And at the same time, lift the right knee. So you could take your right hand and just reach it down alongside of you. Right? Now we'll switch. Lower the left arm, lift the right arm and the left knee. Good, slow, mindful movement. Switch sides, inhale. Good, switch sides again. Just move with the breath. Move slowly enough that we really have to stay in the moment to move, right? We're not checking out, we're checking in. Just lifting opposite arm, opposite leg. Just waken things up a little bit. Good. The next time you have the right knee lifted, let's keep it lifted. Sit up tall. You could take hands behind the knee. Let's roll the ankle. Make sure we go both ways. Point and flex a couple of times. And then we'll set it down. Let's go back to alternating. So let's lift the right leg, the left arm, and then switch. Kind of a little bit like, I don't know, is it patting your head and rubbing your belly, right? Doing two opposite things. It forces us to really be in the moment. So be really mindful as you lift opposite arm, opposite leg. The next time you have the left one lifted, we're going to hold it up. We'll hug the knee in. We'll roll the ankle both directions. Point and flex. Good. And then we'll set that all the way down. And let's stretch both arms. Reach them up overhead. Arms go up, spine goes up. And then as you exhale, lower the arms all the way down. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms reach up high. Exhale, arms lower. Let's add in a lateral bend to this mind. This time, let's take crescent moon to your right. So the left arm stays up, right hand reaches down. You might even place the hand on the seat of the chair as you go up and over. Let's inhale, reach up tall to center. As you exhale, lateral bend to your left, up and over. Good. Let's go twice more each direction. Inhale to center, stretching tall, and exhale over to the right, up tall to the left, up again to the right, up and left. Good. Inhale all the way up tall. Keep both arms reaching, reaching, reaching. This time as you exhale, we'll take cactus arms and lift the chest. Might even turn your gaze to look up. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, cactus arms, open the front of the body. Good, one more, inhale, tall. This time, exhale, cactus arms, and at the same time, tilt forward. Right, so now we're working the back muscles. You can feel those muscles between the shoulder blades squeeze together and engage here. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, hands on top of the thighs and bring yourself into a forward bend all the way down. On inhalation, find a flat back so you come up about halfway, look forward, lengthen, shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, fold in. Inhale, look forward, find that halfway point, then press into the feet and your seat to bring yourself all the way up, reach tall. Now let's take the cactus arms, lift the chest. Inhale, arms reach up tall. We'll take lateral bend now to the right, up and over. Inhale, up tall. Lateral bend, crescent moon to the left. And up tall, and lower the arms down. Let's do that little mini sequence again 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus arms tilt forward. Good, stay here, inhale. Exhale, forward bend all the way down. Inhale to your flat back. So look forward, lengthen. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, up tall. So find your flat back, that halfway, and then press down, reach up. Cactus arms on the exhale, lift the chest. Inhale, tall. Lateral bend to the right on your exhale. Up tall, lateral bend to the left on the exhale. Up tall. Let's add one more move on for the upper body. Lower the arms down. This time, catch the chair back behind you. Roll the shoulders back and open the chest. Get a nice stretch across the front of the arms, the shoulders, the chest. and release from the top all the way through. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, cactus arms tilt forward. Stay for the inhale. And then exhale, forward bend all the way down. Inhale, lengthen forward, find that flat back. Exhale, forward bend. The inhale brings us up, find that halfway point. Press down to lift up, reach. Cactus arms open the chest. Good, inhale up tall. Lateral bend to your right, up and over. Inhale up tall. Lateral bend to your left, up and over. Inhale up tall. This time as we lower the arms down, catch the chair back behind, roll the shoulders back, and drop the chest forward. Good. Release and sit up nice and tall. Good. Let's come onto your toes. So lift the heels up and then lower the heels down, lift your toes. Good. On the toes, lift the heels, heels down, lift the toes. Good. Do that one more time, just warming up the lower parts of the leg. Good. Now let's heel toe your feet out. Heel toe your feet in. Good. Do it out, 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 and in. Good. Out one more time. Keep it out. Toes turned out, nice and tall. Let's take hands on top of the knees. As you inhale, just kind of almost like we're taking a little sweep forward. So the right forearm kind of slides out on top of the thigh, and then we inhale back up. And we exhale the left and up. Nice and easy, a nice supported lateral bend and stretch. Might be feeling a little stretch through inner thighs and groins as well. The next time you're over to the right, we'll stay there. So right forearm down, taking that lean, but it's supported because we've got the forearm on top of the thigh. So try not to let the right side of your waist completely collapse. Keep lengthening and opening the spine. Let's take left arm and reach it up overhead and then bend the elbow. Take the head and just rest it in the hand. By resting the head in the hand, it allows us to get a little more open through the chest as well as through the left side. Beautiful. Reach the left arm all the way up and lower it down as you bring yourself upright. We'll go the other direction to the left. Find the support. So left side of the waist is not completely collapsing. We're still opening. Right arm, reach it up overhead. And then bend the elbow, bring the hand right here to the back of the head. Rest the head back as we open. Good. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Slide all the way up, replace the hands. And let's walk those feet all the way back in. Good. Let's take a lunge pose. We'll take a lunge to your left. So turn to your left in your chair. So just the left leg is on the chair. If you've got a back on your chair, you can use the hand here to support. Right toes curl under alongside the chair. So the toes curl under so the knee points down, getting some stretch across the top of the thigh, right? The quadricep. Allow, as you push the toes down, let the knee, this thigh bone get really heavy. Let's take another lateral bend, okay? Take the right arm, reach it up overhead. As you exhale, up and over, lateral bend toward the back of your chair. Good. Inhale, reach the right arm all the way back up as you come upright. Lower the arm down. Now can you take the right leg and wiggle it back a little bit? So we're starting to move the stretch up from the top of the thigh up over the hip flexor, right? Now, oftentimes what I see, and I feel it in my own body, when I take the leg back, I tend to kind of overemphasize opening up the front of the body, right? The ribs might even pop open. So let's fix that so we're not doing any pinching in the low back. Take your back knee and just let it bend. Give it a good release. Notice as you release the knee, the hips release as well. Now lift the low belly. right? As you lift the low belly and engage the abdominals, that'll help protect the low back so we won't do that extra arching. All right, now press into the back heel as you reach the arms up overhead. Feel that really great stretch across the front of the thigh, front of the hip. And let's exhale, cactus arms, lift the chest and open. Inhale, reach the arms all the way back up, lower the arms down, and start to turn yourself all the way back around to the front. And we'll go the other way. So turn over in your chair to your right with the right toes curled under. So right knee hangs down. Knee is heavy, thigh is heavy. We still have grounding over here in the right leg. So right foot's underneath the knee. So we're pressing the toes down, first feeling the stretch across the top of the thigh, right? The quadricep. Good, nice and tall with the spine. Let's take lateral bend. Inhale, reach the left arm up, and then take it up and over to the right. For most of us, this will increase the stretch as well across the top of the thigh. Good. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Lower the arm down. Take the left leg, walk it back farther. Remember, we did this on side one, and we might get that arching there. So take the leg back, but then bend the knee. So we release the hip, engage the lower abdominal. So you lift the low belly. Then as you maintain that, start to press into the left heel, moving that stretch up to the front of the hip. And you can also inhale and stretch those arms up overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Good. Lower the arms down and wiggle, walk, turn yourself all the way back around to face forward. All right. Let's take the feet out. Take them out a little bit wider like we had them earlier, with the toes slightly turned out, knees kind of pointing the same direction as those middle toes, all right? Take your arms out wide like a T. Stretch the arms wide, draw those shoulders down. Good, let's take cactus arms. Good, the elbows like we're pressing down on top of a table and lifting the chest. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, lower the hands down. Keep the spine nice and long, but now tilt forward. Right, as you tilt forward, we'll take left shoulder diagonal across toward the right knee. Nice diagonal stretch across the back. Let's inhale to center and exhale, right shoulder toward the left knee. Let's take that 2 more times each direction. Inhale to center, exhale, diagonal stretch. Inhale, tall, diagonal stretch over to the left. And up tall, one more time each direction. Center and back to the left one more time. And back up to center. Good. Bring yourself all the way up. Now, let's keep your left leg right where it's at. Take your right one and extend it out. Now, depending on your chair situation, I need to kind of scooch myself around a little bit so I still feel grounded. Do your best to extend the right leg out in such a way that the leg could be fully extended so we feel grounded and we've got the sole of the foot planted down. Right? We'll take warrior 2 here. So for warrior 2, shoulders stay stacked over the hips. Float your arms out parallel to the floor, stretching fingertips in opposite directions. Now lower those shoulders down and then turn your gaze to look out past left fingertips. Yeah, so we're not moving so much right now. Can you come back to your breath? Come back to your breathing. Can you even come back to that 5 count breath? Inhale about 4 or 5 counts and exhale about 4 or 5 counts. Yeah. Use awareness of the breath as well as your intention of cultivating self-kindness to bring you mindful and in the moment. Let's take a reverse warrior, another lateral bend. Turn your left palm up toward the ceiling. Right hand will support either outside of the right leg or on the right hip. Take an inhale for a long spine. And then as you exhale, up and over, it's a lateral bend to your right. So getting a nice deep stretch in the inner thigh on the right side, and then side waist on the left side. Now, feel free to either keep the left arm up to the sky, or as we did earlier, just bending the elbow, placing the hand at the back of the head. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Left arm will reach all the way back up. If you've taken it behind the head, we'll inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Let's return to warrior 2. So 2 arms straight out. And now we'll go to side angle or Parsva Konasana. Bend the right elbow, forearm comes down on top of the thigh. Turn the left palm up. And then this arm is active, so we're pressing the forearm down, so we're not collapsing on the left side waist. All right, chest is open. Right arm reaches up overhead. Now, any shoulder issues, feel free to keep this arm down on your hip, but you might take it up overhead or even alongside, ooh, my back just cracked, even alongside the ear. Right, so you might feel this really great line of energy from your right heel all the way into the right fingertips. Let's inhale, right arm up, and then bring yourself all the way up, lower the arm, walk the feet back. So we've got 2 feet out wide, toes slightly turned out. Let's inhale, lift the chest, open the heart. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and round. Just a couple of cat and cows, just keeping the feet out a little wider this time round. Inhale and exhale. Good, one more. And then we'll inhale, find neutral spine. Now, right leg will stay where it's at, and the left leg will go out. So left leg goes out, plant the sole of the foot, extend the leg and energize the leg. Just because we're seated in a chair doesn't mean that we aren't using the muscles in the legs, right? You can, and you kind of decide how much you use them, right? The more you press your feet into the ground and kind of tighten the muscles in the legs, the more energetically we'll be working. All right, so we'll take warrior 2 first. So float the arms out parallel to the floor. Shoulders are down. Can you find that sensation of almost like you're pressing down on a table, even while we're extending those fingertips in opposite directions? Return to awareness of your breathing. Return to our intention, cultivating self-kindness, self-compassion. Let's transition into our reverse warrior. Right palm turns up, left hand either supports on the outer leg or on the hip. Inhale, lengthen the spine as you exhale, up and over, like we're reaching back over, lateral bend to the left. Now remember, you decide what happens with the right arm. You can keep it up or place the hand at the back of the head and just let the head rest back in the hands. Might even feel more open to you in the side waist, the chest. Just freeing up a lot of space in the spine today with our lateral practice. And let's inhale, stretch the arm back up. Return to warrior two, gazing out past the right fingertips. And then we find our transition to side angle pose. Bend the elbow, forearm comes down above the knee, palm face up, and we're pressing that forearm down to feel the length and support on the side body. You decide what happens to left hand, stays on the hip, it goes up overhead, or up alongside the ear. One more breath, please. Inhale, press yourself up, reach up, two straight arms out, and then lower the arms down. Walk that left foot back in. In fact, walk both legs all the way back in. So heels are underneath the knees, hands on top of the knees, and cow and cat again here. Inhale to arch the spine, exhale to round. Good. Inhale and exhale. Two more, please. Inhale up tall, neutral spine. Let's everyone come on up to stand for a moment. And you can come standing up next to your chair, or you could even come behind your chair. Use the chair as much or as little as you like for added support. All right, we'll take a Vrikshasana or tree pose. Before we can grow a tree, we need to become stable like a mountain. So find mountain pose, Tadasana. Look down at your feet. You might wriggle them around a little bit, get really grounded. Press the feet down, energize the legs. Lift up tall, lift the low belly, lift the heart. Now stay in mountain pose. On the right side, bend your left knee. And then open the left hip and knee out to the side. So the heel is resting on the opposite ankle, and then the toes are stamping down. Now, alternatively, feel free to lift the foot to bring it to the inside of the lower leg, yogi's choice. Again, use the chair or a wall, whatever you have around you, for as much balance as you require today. And let that be okay, right? This is a no judgment zone today. Notice when you get a little bit wobbly in this posture. And instead of fighting it, instead of bringing in criticism like, oh my gosh, my balance is terrible today, why don't you give yourself a little pat on the back and be like, hey, good job, you're doing great. Keep working at it. Cultivating self-kindness. Maybe, just maybe, your tree grows branches. We'll slowly step out. Good. Shake the legs out a little bit. If you like, if you're using the chair for balance, you can walk over to the other side of it. That's what I'm going to do. And then once you get there, reset. So find mountain again. Press the feet down, firm down, energize the legs, lift and lengthen the spine. And now stay in mountain pose, stay in Tadasana on the left side. Bend the right knee and open the hip out to the side. Now the toes are pressing down and the heel is pressing against the opposite ankle, creating stability. Alternatively, remember, you could lift the leg as long as we're still finding that stability. Think stronger tree trunk. Once more, notice those little bits, those times when we get wiggly. And instead of fighting it, can you almost go with the flow a little bit? Maybe you test your balance on the chair, lifting the fingertips maybe for a moment. Keep the hand on the chair, or maybe grow some branches. And slowly, we'll step out, step down, shake those legs, wiggle the hips around a little bit. Bring yourself back around to the front of your chair and take a seat once more. We'll open up the outer hips now after that standing balance. Let's start with the right side. Pick up the right foot. Let's open the ankle again a couple of times. Just point and flex and roll it. And then holding the foot flexed, cross right ankle over the left knee. You might already be feeling stretch in the outer hip. If so, stay here. To deepen the stretch, lengthen the spine, and you might tilt the torso forward. And stay here for 5 breaths, please. Two more breaths. Inhale, lift up. Good. Let's uncross. Replace the foot down. Let's pick up the opposite leg, hug it in first. We can open the ankle, roll it, point and flex. And then hold it in a flexed position, cross it over. Decide what you do on this side, right? Maybe you stay here, maybe you hinge forward. Two breaths more, please. Inhale, bring yourself all the way upright. We'll uncross the legs. Let's take a twist to your right. So reset the feet, heels underneath the knees. Let's place the hands first. So right hand's going to cross over to the left leg somewhere. Or excuse me, left hand's going to cross over to the right leg, and your right hand reaches behind you on the chair for support. Let's inhale, lengthen the spine up tall. Keep your chin in line with your breastbone. We'll originate the twist from the bottom up. So first shift the right hip a little bit back and to the right. Then we turn the low belly, the ribs, the chest, the shoulder, and finally the head. Even while your head is turning to look over the right shoulder, draw the left shoulder back so the chest stays open. Please turn your head to look to the left and then untwist the rest of you all the way back around. I always got a wriggle on after that. Let's take the other side. So place the hands first. Keep the spine long, chin in line with the breastbone as you initiate the twist. First, your left hip kind of shifts back into the left, and then we twist the low belly, the low ribs, the mid ribs, the chest, the shoulder, and finally the head. Even while you're turning to look over the left shoulder, the right shoulder draws back to the right. Keep the chest open. One more deep breath. Good. Head turns to the right, and then untwist the rest of you. The rest of the body will follow. Go to wriggle around a little bit if you like. Beautiful. Return to our opening position. This rest the hands on the thighs or on the knees. If it's comfortable, let your eyes soften and close, or just look down and soften your gaze. And just notice how you are sitting right now. Where does your body make contact with the chair, with the ground? What does it feel like? Notice the positioning of your head and your neck, your arms, your legs. Tune into the sensations in your body with curiosity and interest. Notice the sensations in your body. Do they feel warm or cool? Tingly or vibrating? Soft, subtle, or loud and clear? Are the sensations expanding or shrinking? Moving or still? Where do you feel tension in the body? Let's continue to stay tuned in to sensations in the body with curiosity and with interest. And when the thoughts begin, and they will, can you imagine those thoughts just like cars moving in traffic? Just let them come and go and keep coming back. Keep coming back to the sensations. Now let go of bodily sensations and bring your attention to any sounds that you hear. Don't go searching out for the sounds. Simply listen passively. Let the sounds come to you. What sounds do you hear outside this room? Maybe there's traffic, birds, other noises. Do you hear the noises inside this room? Are they loud or soft, sharp or dull, long or short? Just let your mind witness all the different sounds inside and outside this room. You might even notice the gaps between the sounds as well. Continue listening to the sounds with curiosity and interest. Maybe you have a particular sound or sensation in the body that keeps pulling away your intention. Allow yourself to focus on it. Bring all of your attention to that sensation or to that sound. Notice all the dimensions of it, how it feels, how it sounds, and then allow it to evaporate, allow it to go. And listen and notice again with curiosity and interest. Now, let it all go. Relax your attention gradually. Bring your awareness back to the touch of your body on your seat. Tune back into your breath. And then please join the hands in Anjali Mudra, palm against palm. And as you do, remind yourself of the intention we're cultivating. What are we working toward today? Self-compassion, self-kindness. And take that idea, that intention out of your yoga practice and into the world today. As always, thank you so much for sharing your yoga practice today. Namaste.